Alright, welcome back to Europa Universalis 3. I lost the last recording audio, so I'm gonna have to do post-commentary again. Here I'm just looking around a bit at the situation in Eastern Europe and deciding that I want to declare war on Polotsk. Polotsk, as we can see here, has a couple of armies on our border, but they're quite small. Maybe out of the war we can link up with Astrakhan and get Byzantium some more land, and we're allied with Russia. So to look at what we can get Russia, because we're good allies. We like giving good stuff to our allies. Interesting to note that they are no longer an empire. They also have the window in the west option, probably because we border them. That I believe is part of the westernization option, so they'll probably help us in the war. I don't think they're allied with any of those people, but I believe Polotsk is allied with Hungary. So somebody mentioned the Incas, and that I should basically try to do with them that I did with the Mexican guys. I don't remember who they are because they all died. But I'm not going to do that right now. I've got other things on my mind. And yes, they do trade through Alexandria. Possibly because they don't have any other routes to anywhere else, and we are the ones who have, I don't know, the closest place trading through something other than Lisbon. Which is probably Australia. So, and I'm just taking a look at the Americas and what kind of things we've got going on. And one of the things I've thought about doing is breaking our alliance with Portugal. Not because we want to attack Portugal, and here we see them colonizing a new place, as expected. Not because we want to attack Portugal or get anything from them. It's because we want to keep them from getting pulled into all of our wars. Little graphical glitch with the wasteland there that happens when you're close to the borders or something. Here I'm just filling out the rest of Australia, and I can't do the ones in the center until I get the ones on the border done. Basically, just looking around, seeing what else I could do. My kind of slapshot colonies over there, I notice. Over here is kind of why we can see why we would want to not be allied with Portugal, and that's because when they declare war on people, they get pulled in, and they can essentially get free land off of people that we want to get free land from. So all these people in India that we might want to declare war on, Portugal gets a hand in it. And I'm allied with Golconda because I made them release them last time. Madurai is the one I want because I actually have a core on the southern one, which I don't remember what it is. I don't think I did anything with India in this episode. Because, well, you'll see in a minute. But looking at India, it's got a nice division. This is kind of what I'd like the New World to look like. More variety as far as that goes. Andalusia is there, so that's pretty cool. But I'd like more, and that's basically what India looks like in Victoria. It's not one solid chunk. And I add Golconda to our sphere of influence so that Portugal doesn't attack them. And I thought about adding Madurai to my sphere as well, but I didn't. Makran here is the province that we actually want for when we declare war on Polotsk, as we've got a pretty good opportunity to. They seem to be distracted in the east by the Ottomans, and we may cause them to, do something that isn't prudent. I guess I should say. Now the Ottomans are also attacking the people in Astrakhan, the country, not the province. So basically, I'm just looking around, checking out where they have troops. They're very small, and I see that they're allied with a few people. And this is where I noticed that they're allied with Hungary, Astrakhan, and the Golden Horde. And now I'm interested in the Golden Horde because, and here I'm thinking that maybe the Byzantines will take care of Hungary. I'm interested in the Golden Horde because the Golden Horde is, and I'm looking at Kaffa to see what they can get out of the war. Russia and possibly Byzantium. I'm interested in the Golden Horde for Russia because up there you can see that there's a bunch of Golden Horde stuff kind of taking up Russia's land. So if all goes to plan, they'll get some land out of it that way. Okay. And to link up with our colonies over there, we need Makran, and we need, I think, 5 colonies to link up with Astrakhan and through Dagestan, Shirvan, and like through to Sherazor and Azerbaijan. I think, yeah, that's what I'm looking at now. Like Armenia and that stuff would be cool, would be okay too. But my infamy is like 17, almost 18. So I can't get millions of provinces out of it. So I just have to get as much as I can, and basically try to get as much war success out of them to make them weaker any way I can. So the main way, and that's an obstacle too, is that their capital is in Hamadan, so I can't really do anything about that. I cannot get that province. Now my armies are a bit out of position here, but I can, move things easily to cover it. They're extremely distracted at the moment, from what I can see. I could have well, I don't have any spies, so no, I couldn't have done that. But I still have my aspirations of getting over to the Caspian, and it'll probably take me a couple of wars with them to get over to it. So, and I'm just kind of looking around and figuring out where I want to put things. And where Astrakhan exactly is. And yeah, I'm just kind of thinking that Russia will get those 2 provinces maybe, unless Byzantium already does it. Because Byzantium actually has troops in Astrakhan, so, or Ostrakhan, or however it's pronounced. I always pronounce it Astrakhan. And yeah, the Golden Horde is basically who I want Russia to deal with. They can't get to me, but I would imagine Russia would really want their land out of it. So I'm not sure when this happens. Here I'm just looking at Africa to make sure nobody's messing with it, and just checking, make sure nobody's colonizing anything or doing anything bad, and basically assessing what I want to do with Africa at the moment. I don't do anything, I don't think. And here I'm discussing what kind of things I need to do to link up my colonies, and looking at which routes I could take. So I basically have to go up and around Portugal's stuff over into Golconda and Gondwana and that sort of thing to link up my colonies. And right now I'm discussing the Portugal alliance thing, and thinking that that's the only colony that I would actually take from them if I did be hostile with them, because it would make us more likely to get the American Revolution event, which I actually want to accept, rather than the AI who may not. So, and especially with them being a theocracy, I believe they're less likely to get or accept the event. So, and now I'm just looking around at India and basically checking out what Portugal has in the area. So yeah, I was looking at who owns what and where I can get my routes to and from India. I basically have to cut around along the coast and then around Portugal's land, and then through one way or another, getting over to mine. And yeah, so one of the things I thought about doing is switching from Portugal to Andalusia for my alliance, because it's basically the same thing, except that Portugal is much more powerful because they have the American provinces. But yeah, I don't do anything to that effect yet. And there I'm checking to see if I'm getting the distant overseas for my island there, and I am. But I'm not for that, so I'm just kind of considering the India situation here. I did a good more babbling about it in the live commentary, but let's just say that I didn't really get around to doing anything about it, especially not in the immediate future. So, yeah, I don't even remember if Makran is a good province. I can see there that it's Sunni, so I'll have to deal with that. If I get it. And yeah, I see here that they're allied with the Golden Horde, and that's when I realized that Russia can actually get something out of it through the Golden Horde, and I've decided that from now on, when I get into a war, I'm going to try to help my allies get something out of the war, like I did with Byzantium. Portugal, probably the exception, because I don't want Portugal to get any stronger. So basically, you might notice that the music is playing, but the sound from the game are not. Well, that's because I'm just actually playing the music in the background when I'm recording this. So, yeah. And I see now that they have a center of trade. The Mongols do. Well, that may be Polotsk's center of trade. I think they have one on the Caspian. So I'm just looking at my decisions and my colonists. Yeah, my decisions are basically just going to be the standard stuff. And here we go. But I have military access, so I have to cancel that first. So, because I had that guy trapped in Astrakhan, so I gave them military alliance. I've been thinking about trying to find a different recording programs. I used 3 or 4 for different stuff, and I've tried the Camtasia Studio trial and stuff like that. Nothing really runs the game better, and it's probably just my computer. I don't know why, but my computer is way over the recommended specs for this game, and it just seems to run it really poorly when I'm recording. I don't know. Yeah, and then here I'm trying to check to see when I declare war. And I get a weird pop-up there. There was kind of a graphical glitch. And, Golconda, you know, they can make some money through me. I don't care. Yeah. I've decided that pirates aren't really worth my efforts into turning them off, because it is part of the game, and it's the kind of thing that, you know, I don't want to turn off events just because I don't like them, or you know, things like that. Like in Crusader Kings, I turned off events because they didn't work, like the one. So here we go, and my allies all joined the war. Even Golconda, whoop-a-doo. And as you can see there, Astrakhan did not join, but Hungary and the Golden Horde did. And I was worried about Byzantium, because Byzantium was, and as you can see, there's 0 war capacity and 12 war exhaustion. It's pretty ridiculous. And Golden Horde is at 10% war capacity. So, yeah. And I'm here moving my fleet over to blockade Makran, and that ship has a cool name. So yeah, I do something amusing with ships later. That's something stupid. So I'm just moving over to Makran, even though I'm going to capture Makran pretty much immediately because I'm moving troops into there pretty much first. And this is actually a pretty long war, from what I remember. And I don't know why I keep guys in Deir ez-Zor like that, because it's actually not on my border with Polotsk, and it's the only reason I would have troops there is to fight Polotsk. So, and then the Ottomans got peace with the Golden Horde, and the Ottomans got peace with Polotsk, and Polotsk actually got a bunch of stuff from them. So that's not what I wanted to see. I wanted to see them kind of turn around and start fighting me while kind of the Ottomans kind of backbiting them, but that's not what happened. So, unfortunately, things didn't go to plan as far as that goes. And it looks like the Russia was going after Polotsk instead of going after the Golden Horde, because they didn't actually start moving troops then. And I still have to keep some guys over here in Indus and Baluchistan, because yeah, there are revolt risks there, and I don't want to have to worry about it. Here are my ships blockading there, and I got the patrol going through there too. So yeah, I don't know. I figured I wanted to be more aggressive, and here Orissa like warns me, and then the Knights warn me. Like, the Knights do not want to give me a casus belli on them for serious. So, yeah. One of these days, I'm just going to get one of those events that gives me a core in Aleppo, and I'm just going to storm right in, because they're being really annoying. I don't want to do that, because, you know, they're a relic of the Crusades, as we are. So, well, we're not a relic of the Crusades. We're a upstanding, progressive, Catholic nation of the Crusades. So, I don't want to kill them because they're Catholic, basically. And I'm just kind of making sure I don't have troops sitting there doing nothing. I missed one though, and I'll find it later. Here I decide, you know, I don't really need those troops, and I leave them there. So, I'm assaulting with some of them and not assaulting with others. I don't think I built more cavalry, but I definitely have more cavalry than I thought I did, which is good, because I'm very close to getting another land tech, which will get me, here I get a useless casus belli with Polotsk. An upgrade to my horses, which for the first time would make my horses better than the Eastern horses. The Eastern horses are still basically better, but they're behind me in land tech, so it's fine. And here I'm doing my things there: land reforms, post offices, and that other thing, censuses. And I do a colonist on Gooby Gooby to seal it off, just so nobody else can get to Australia, and that'll pretty much solidify our hold on things there. Just sieging. Makran is really the thing I'm really wanting to look at, and as I can see that it has a road already, so that's good. And people flee to the colonies from Muscat to Banjalung. Muscat is, I don't know, somewhere, but Banjalung is something in Australia, I believe. So I've won Sharzor already. The Golden Horde's asking me for white peace. I'm waiting for Russia to get something out of the war from them before I make peace with anybody. Once I see that my allies have made peace, or there's some sort of reason why I should declare war. And here I'm checking the where that colony was. So yeah, those colonies are going to be going for a while. So not really any kind of problem with them. I believe I do a little bit more micromanagement. I turned down my slider at one point for money, and then I turn it off, I believe, at one point, my money slider to increase my tech rate. I don't remember when I did that, but and I can see Russia has already captured Kaffa, as I expected them to, and they've captured Tambo, which is the Golden Horde capital, so they're not really going to get anything out of that. And here I'm moving through Palatz's land into Azerbaijan, and Portugal. The Byzantines, as you can see, have started capturing some of Palatz's land. Yeah, just moving down the line, taking Makran, and that's actually what I wanted out of everything. Okay, and just moving down the line, taking stuff. And watch my manpower rather closely. I started the war with about 100,000, or slightly less than that. And it will steadily decrease as I go through the war. Because of attrition and stuff. Now here I'm deciding to leave some stuff behind to defend the provinces, and just moving the rest of it out. I'm also trying to get there in a timely fashion, so I took a cannon out, even though it doesn't matter if you have one cannon, it'll still be the same. So yeah, I believe Polotsk is at war with other people too, and Mantua gets excommunicated, which is unfortunate once we see what Mantua is doing. Foreshadowing. Yeah, I noticed that I have the choice of getting the Defender of the Faith a lot, but I don't want to do it because while it would be, I guess, in character, and I turned down a white piece from Hungary because. Yeah, Byzantium is kicking the shit out of them. So, and Byzantium had a huge army sitting in Astrakhan, and they're moving them out. And I actually noticed that Byzantium is actually capturing provinces for me. I didn't know that I could do that. That they could do that. I know I can't. If I could, I would do that quite a bit. Capturing provinces for other people. So. Like, I don't know. I guess they have to be allied in the war with you. I don't know the rules. I'll try to see if there's a way to do it. I'd never checked before, but I assumed you couldn't. I could be wrong. I do lose a couple of stacks here and there, I think, through mismanagement, and, yeah, there's a big army there. Almost 14,000 guys. So I'm moving in my Damascus army to there. The naming convention of the army doesn't really matter. I think the only actual named army I have anymore is Army Stufka or something. Or Stufka may have gotten killed. So, I'm thinking of going back into the thing and just changing them to numbers. Army of Scotland here. I think it alternates between doing the French Breton type names and the English names for the other places. So, yeah, and most of them are just places that I've had them stop, and that's where I did the split of the troops. Here I'm kind of thinking of getting some more troops over there. I had originally kind of considered taking peace at this point, but yeah, I decided that it wasn't. And see how much I lost there from just because I had a really crappy morale from sieging, and they're gonna get smushed by Damascus there, and I don't remember if I decide to move up there or not. Because usually I'm quite timid in war, and I just try to get out as soon as possible, doing lightning raids, I suppose, and getting what I can before my numbers get too high. But I'm trying to wean myself off of that because there is a benefit to having a longer war, and that is army tradition. And part of the reasons I sometimes lose the wars, as I did against, say, I don't know, Andalusia, I was technically losing that war at the point I stopped it, because I don't have any good generals, and it's quite important. So, here, I don't know what I was doing there. Oh, he's moving into Joseph's land, Baghdad, to siege there. I decided not to do anything about it. I just let him sit there for a while. And here I kind of, like, forget what I'm doing. I leave some troops behind. I'm like, okay, well, let's leave a bunch of horses. Because my horses really suck. Not, well, I believe I knew that I was going to get more. And then I start, and I got peace with Russia, and Polotsk cedes Kazan, which is, I don't notice where it is. It's somewhere else, right there, over here somewhere. And I noticed that the Golden Horde has actually seized a colony from Russia. Right there, Golden Horde took Russia's colony in Berezov. So, they actually lost the war with the Golden Horde. Rather, they did the short-sighted thing of taking peace with the war leader while still having an advantage on the actual guy. It was a colony, so it probably wasn't worth as much as the province of Berezov, so it's probably a prudent idea on the part of Russia. And here I'm just kind of skirting around that big army that was there before. And see, there it goes. I think I chase it around for a little while. And there's smaller armies moving back and forth. Just keeping our eye on everything. I don't think I actually ended up getting troops all the way up to where Astrakhan is, and we'll see what happened there. And if you notice that, I just moved my boat without the troops on it. So I think I have reinforcements coming, but I don't. The autosave. Yeah, I'm thinking of turning those off. It is useful, especially when you lose. Here I'm kind of considering what I want to do from the war. And I can get what I want easily, but I have to consider what my allies want as well. And looking at Dagestan, which is a good thing to get. Dagestan is something I need to start linking my empire up in Astrakhan, and then I rethink that and decide that, I want to get something for Byzantium. Byzantium is my kingdom too. I keep thinking of this in the wrong way. I'm technically the king of Byzantium as well, so I have to look out for their interests as well. I get money for them. I don't remember exactly what a personal union does. It almost never happens to me. Because I'm usually not that good at diplomacy. I've been doing much better at diplomacy in this game. Usually I just kind of focus on my biggest threat and try to work my way around that. And yeah, here we fight the big army, and they have a lot of infantry here, and Eastern infantry is terrible. Our infantry is far better than theirs, and we lose quite a bit here, but we basically win that battle pretty handily. What the Eastern has that's good is cavalry, so we've got better cannons and better infantry. I'm not sure actually if they have worse cannons. They may be the same, but yeah. And I'm just kind of thinking, see, and as you can see, they're like capturing all the way down to where they are now.